Welcome to the BOREDinDE Podcast, and now with your hosts, Uncle Tuck and G-Jones. What's going on, everybody? It's your man Tuck. My co-host G-Dash is in the house, and we got DHarv in the house, man. DHarv, let me tell you real quick, man. Jarrell hit me up late one night and was like, yo, you got to hear this cat. And he sent over a link, and I pulled it up on Spotify, and I was like, oh, this shit nice. He's like, yo, he's in your backyard. I'm like, for real? He's from Delaware? I said, get the fuck out of here, man. And it's like, I found myself playing the song on repeat. I was like, yo, this brother nice. I tell you, man, Delaware got some gems and everything, man. And you definitely one of them, bro. So I'm glad you got time I'm glad you got time to hang out with us and chat us for a little bit and everything. To get things started, where you from, bro?
I was born in Middletown, Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up, was more or less raised in Newark, Delaware. Went to Newark High School, did the University of Delaware. Moved to Jersey late in life, but I'm from here. You know what I mean? And to those who don't know me, my name is Harv, DHarv. You might know me as Thorough. I did radio for the University of Delaware. Had a show called Cartel Radio, which was basically one of the shows that really put on for Delaware hip hop. Your Shiznitties, your Bobby Dimes, your Main Guaps, all of them. I was really the first person to play all their music. And because I was on what they call the voice of the University of Delaware, I gained the name the voice of Delaware. So for years, I've been called the voice of Delaware. Thorough, I dropped an album in Japan years ago, going under the name Thorough. But I was part of a crew called Cartel Enterprise, and if you know nothing about Delaware hip hop, then I'll clue you in. I'll fill you in. You know what I mean? We was this shit. You know what I mean? And gangster rap. We threw shows at 17, 18 years old. We was in the clubs, and my name is really heavy because of those days and what we did back in the day to shape a lot of what's going on right now in the Delaware scene.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Now, you do both singing and rapping, right? You both an MC and a singer.
I am.
Okay. You do production. I assume you do production as well, huh?
So I don't sit behind the boards and do it, but I'm a musical guy, and right now I have a band. Whereas for years I had, I was part of a rap crew. So I went from one side of the coin to the other.
Okay.
Played music. I was a drummer in church growing up. I was a drummer in school up until high school when I started playing football or played football instead of band per se. But yeah, everything starts in here, man. Like all that Harvey wrote, all those songs we put together. I have a lot to do with the production, though I don't play any of the instruments.
Okay.
It all starts in here. You know what I mean? I'm a music man.
That's what's up. Now, what do you prefer? Do you prefer singing? Do you prefer rhyming? Yeah.
So preference. I mean, not to say I have a preference because I'm really good at both.
Okay.
But I am organically or more naturally a singer. So I grew up with a mother who loved Jodeci and Freddie Jackson. I was in church. R&B was it. Gospel was it. John P. Key and I forget his name right now, but the man, the gospel man, Kirk Franklin. Those were big names for me back then. Of course, Jodeci was big.
See, me and you gonna get along because I fucks with Jodeci.
Right.
I love
right. That's
like,
that baby making music. You know what I'm saying? That real baby making music. You know what I mean? That's what I grew up in. That's what I'm naturally drawn to. I was a singer first, and then I met them crazy gangster rap cats that I went to high school and college with.
Okay.
And they basically said, Harv, you doing all this singing and you got all this spoken word and poetry, you might as well rap. So initially I took those those songs
Mm-hmm.
that I was writing, those poems that I was writing, and I just more or less started speaking them. And those became my first raps.
Oh
And
wow.
early in the game, I realized I was like really, really, really good at it. And I grew up. I'm from the burbs. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
ain't never been no hood, city cat. But everybody I've been around was, you know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
I was in it.
Right.
So it kind of switched in the fact that, oh boy, you can rap. You
Mm-hmm.
can rap better than these rappers, but I sung better than I rap. So
Oh wow.
I was Drake before Drake, but I was Drake before Drake, if that makes any sense. You know
It
what I mean?
does.
So that's I prefer I more naturally sing.
Mm-hmm.
But I pride myself in being able to step in any cipher and pretty much do anything. You can put me on any stage with any crowd, and I'm a flip it. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
freestyle person. I can sing the draws off a woman. I'm well rounded, which is why they call me Thorough. Thorough was a given name, which means complete, and that's what I am.
Oh man, that's what's up. But let me ask you, what made you put the band together? You said you was just telling us in the beginning you was working on a band and everything. You got a band together now.
So I'm in my early mid 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing music, um, like creating music since 16 years old.
Okay.
And I always knew from the beginning, like even before I started recording music, I knew where it ended. You know what I mean? When you think of a circle, it always started with gospel and always started with R&B. It always started with soul. It was soul to begin with. So I knew
Mm-hmm.
at the end it was gonna be soul. You know what I mean? And essentially, like I said, I had made an album years ago, which did well. I spent time in Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a Delaware cat. They call me the voice of Delaware. But I went
Mm-hmm.
up to North Jersey. Shout out to the Orange, Newark area. And I ran into some of the most talented people I've ever met. You know what I mean? Up in Jersey, that's Brick City. That's Redman. That's Lauryn Hill. That's um, it's a whole bunch of cats. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
whole bunch of cats in this little ass area. And when I tell you I was up there for 2 years and there was nothing I needed. If I needed a flute player, I could find a flute player.
Mm-hmm.
If I need an accordion, I could find an accordion. Dancers, whatever you needed. And it showed me, I had been doing rap um, for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed me just how uh, deep into it I could actually get. I moved back for a lot of personal reasons, family being sick, to be closer to my son, to be closer to my now wife. I moved back. I was running a couple like really badass studios up there. My partner is now in Ethiopia doing the same damn thing. So shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Easy and Bellic and Ethiopia. But I came back and it was like, what am I going to do? I got all this music because while I was up there, I recorded like 2 albums worth of music. So I'm here to promote Harvey Road, but DHarv also that's me.
Mm-hmm.
I have albums worth of material that I'm sitting on. So when I got back, it was like, all right, what you going to do? Are you gonna continue on this same note, even though you don't have the same studio capability, or are you gonna switch it up? And I decided to level up. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
started throwing these shows called Dinner with DHarv. And shout out to my right hand fame official. Shout out to the Academy on the east side of Wilmington. That's like my home base, our spot. Big shout out to the Academy. Be sure to check that out. And fame official. But I was doing these events called Dinner with DHarv. And um they were lovely. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
had a dinner, full like 4 course, 5-course meal. We did infused nights. But basically it was me, a drummer who I call my alpha omega to start and then the beginning and the end of this band. But his name is Lucky, Beats Unknown. Pulled him out the dirt. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we were both in a hole, in a low, in a valley. And I said, man, we need to do something. And I had met like the baddest DJ I know. You know what I mean? Big shout out, of course, to DJ Big Ed and all our local mega skills, all the local DJs. But I met a guy from Patterson, New Jersey, and he was living in Newark, Delaware at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I went to this party. There's a DJ spinning this 90s mix. And when I tell you I couldn't sit down, eh, I know everybody. I ain't know this dude. So I walked over to him and I'm like, yo, I gotta meet you. What's your name? He was like, I'm Spin. Now, Spin and done 106 in Park. And it's a big deal up in Northern Jersey, New York
Mm-hmm.
area. And I told him right then, I said, bro, you're going to be my DJ. Boom. And I got his number and it was on. When I played him some of my music in the same way most people react to my music, he was down. Um, and me and him just was like this for like a year and a half. And like I said, I had that DJ and I pulled my drummer out
Mm-hmm.
the dirt and we was doing them shows. And I got like huge response, like really, really positive response. And it was like, all right, let's see if I can go further. I always wanted to do a cover band. I always wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do a cover band, but I always also wanted to have a band. I wanted a band that when people thought of them, they thought of me, but they also thought about using them for themselves.
Okay.
So Harvey Road is a band of all stars. My band is everyone in my band has a band,
Mm.
right? Good band.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe in me the same way I believe in them. And that's been my thing from the jump. I always just wanted someone to believe in me the way I believe in me. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
if y'all know nothing about having a band, musicians like money.
Yes.
When you just starting a band, there's no money. You gotta convince these cats to rehearse. You gotta convince these cats to come to shows that aren't necessarily what they're used to, you
Being
know,
paid.
performing. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's always been that with me. From jump, I've always been the type of person I tell you off jump, I can help you this way. And this is how I know you can help me. So let's work. It's never been a money thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've never been able to pay a whole bunch. I'm just gonna give you this money. You can make people do what you want them to do if you got the money, but what if you don't have the money?
Right.
So it's always been a washing of the hands sort of thing. So it's the same thing with the band. Initially, we had no money. You know what I mean? We weren't making no money. It was a belief in ourselves. It was a belief in me, and I think that's the glue to it all. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
the moment we got together, the pandemic hit. You know
Oh
what I mean? The
wow.
pandemic hit, and we went from doing an occasional bar, an occasional festival, to really just getting together when nobody was getting together. Nobody was getting up to rehearse. You for what? Ain't no place to perform. People
Right.
start doing the virtual shows and all that kind of stuff. But bro, when I tell you every week, and shout out to my band, shout out to Mike Z, shout out Spider Key, shout out Lucky, shout out Market Tech, shout out DJ Chubb, shout out Randy, every week, man. You know what I mean? Whether one person couldn't make it, three people couldn't make it, I was taking that drive. I live in Middletown. I'm coming to Wilmington. Y'all know nothing about I-95 right now, then you know that ain't no
You
little punk ass ride. You know what I'm saying? We ride.
right
And
about that.
even if it was one person that I was getting up with, I would get up with that person because I felt like that would be a positive stride. That would be a step in the right direction. And because of that, that constance, that consistency, that drive, we're a lot further than one may have thought we'd be in a pandemic. You know what I mean? We
Right.
are about 10 songs into a planned 12-song album. I'm dealing with my favorite producer around here. Shout out to PC, that's Problem Childs. Um, Shout out to Laboratory Studios in Newark. He's holding us down. So everything I create with the band, we send to him. Not to say we send to it. I go sit in there with him and we change it to what you would hear on the radio. So that
Okay.
song you've heard, All Feels Good, our single, was created by the band. But what you hear is like one or two live instruments, and then my favorite producer's interpretation of what we did. And
Okay.
it's turning out extremely well. I just released our first single. Again, it's called All Feels Good by Harvey Road. You can find that on all the platforms right now. Really good look. All the positive feedback in the world so far has opened a lot of doors. Sitting on a video
Mm-hmm.
um, to be dropped the end of this year. Mm, Same night we launch our website, which is HarveyRD.com, Harvey abbreviated road.com, HarveyRoad.com,
Okay.
HarveyRD.com. So December 23rd, big day in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out the venue. That's the name of the spot. We're doing a Christmas Eve party. Right now it's Harvey Road. I believe Aziza. Shout out Aziza. She'll make an appearance that night. And DJ Big Ant will go on after us. Shout out my
Mm-hmm.
bro KO, the knockout, who's coming in town from Cali. He moved out to Hollywood where he's doing it really big. He's got a couple movie parts, but he's coming in that weekend. KO's a big rapper from here. He did his thing years ago. Moved out to Cali and he's
Mm-hmm.
coming back. What was the question again? Because I'm all over
Nah,
the
nah,
place.
nah, dog. You pretty much hit everything on the head. The next question I would have for you, you kind of leaned into it. Your single "All Feels Good." We just want to know what inspired that song.
Okay. All Feels Good is song number one. As far as my band, when we got together, we did a lot of covers.
Mm-hmm.
I got a white guy guitar player, and
Mm-hmm.
he's all about just I want to see the women
Mm-hmm.
dance. I need to see some ass shaking. You know what I'm saying? So
Ain't nothing wrong with
you
that.
know, right. So that was the goal initially. The
Mm-hmm.
goal initially was to get into these spots that I've never been able to get into the secrets
Mm-hmm.
down in Ocean City, to go to celebrations,
Mm-hmm.
or to be out Charlie Square. All these places are places I've been, and I've got to see the prototypical band. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And what I knew was there wasn't nothing like us. There wasn't nothing like me, and what I would do with a band. I created the band to fill a void, to fill a gap that I
Mm-hmm.
noticed was missing. When it comes to black bands, most in general, they're R&B or they're old school
Mm-hmm.
R&B, right? There's not really no that. Shout out Richard Raw, but beside
Mm-hmm.
Richard Raw, there ain't no black hip hop bands around here. You know what I mean? Shout
Right.
out 3-in-1 who's doing their thing now. It's been a lot of people start lately, but there ain't, you got Best Kept Soul.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't really a whole lot going on, right?
Right.
So what I wanted to do was be able to bring hip hop rap
Mm-hmm.
to these spots. And you disguise it in whatever way you gotta disguise it in. I bring the song
Nice.
first, I sing the song first, but I'm a rap, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
y'all gonna love it because that's what they do. They love what we do, you know what I'm saying? So I knew that was a plug I could feel, and that's what the hell we doing right now. We plugging that hole. Um, All Feels Good was our song number one. We would play these covers, and at the end of rehearsal, the same tune kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
They would just naturally go into this tune. My fellas get upset with me because not to say I picked this song to run with as our first single, but they don't want to be recognized as an R&B band.
Mm-hmm.
Truth of the matter is we 9 songs in, and what we make organically, naturally, is soul funk. So you are a soul funk band. This is what I'm telling my. We a soul funk band that can do
Mm-hmm.
hip hop. We a
Right.
soul funk band that can do reggae. A soul funk band that can do rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, you a soul funk band.
Right.
So I was a little hesitant in dropping this song first, but why? You know what I'm saying? The result you want is people to love whatever song you put out, and every piece of, you know, constructive criticism I've got pertaining to this song has been very positive.
Oh,
So
that's what's up.
yeah, so that's the look. All feels good. Basically it was the start. If you listen to the start of the song, it starts off kind of hard. I say set it off in this bitch. Can't
Mm-hmm.
knock me off of my shit. I'm balanced. Though I've been drinking all day long. And it was that's where I was at. I was listening to what we were playing, and I had been drinking all day long, but I still felt good. You know what I mean? I still felt like I was where I needed to be. And this band is that. This band is a little off kilter. It's not the norm, but it feels right. It all feels good. You know what I mean? And if you listen to the words of that song, um, it just all feels good. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
have nothing to be down about. You know, it's a lot of negative shit going on in the world, but we need
Right.
a piece of positive, a moment of positivity, a moment of good vibes to just sit in. And when you listen to that song, hopefully that's what you do. You sit in a good vibe. You know what I mean? And that feeling is something you want to run back and run back. And people tend to listen to that song over and over because it just gives you a feeling. You know
And
what I
we
mean?
need that. Like just like you said, we need that. And I think
Yeah.
it's
So
great that you got, a band that's not conforming to the norms, because we got plenty norms. We need somebody that's outside the box, somebody to give us a breath of fresh air. Our ears is dying for something that is not so repetitive or been muddled and stepped on. So, dog, I'm welcoming y'all with open arms over here, brother.
thank you, bro. Well, know that the whole my motto is I make music for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but every song ain't for everyone. So
Okay.
what I can guarantee y'all when this project drops is, you may like it all. Most in general, you gonna like it all. But
Mm-hmm.
there are gonna be songs that are out of your comfort zone per se.
Okay.
Um,
And that's
we mix a lot
understandable.
of genres. Yeah, we mix a
Yeah.
lot of genres. I got a
Mm-hmm.
song, probably our next single. It combines house, soul,
Mm-hmm.
and blues. Um, it's just hip hop. It's just retarded. It's just gospel. It's called Down by the Riverside, and it's like a fast paced,
Mm-hmm.
slow paced. It's retarded. And everybody who has heard that song thus far tells me I have no business being where I am. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go somewhere else. Okay, so help me go somewhere else. All
Oh
right,
hell
that's
yeah.
what I'm trying.
But did I hear you mention that you got somebody in your band named Marketech
Yeah, Tech is one of my DJs. Me and
from Big
Tech,
Fat Daddy
Fat
Has
Daddy
Been?
has been.
That's my
Yeah, so
man's.
yeah, so Tech is the mayor of Main Street. Tech
Mm-hmm.
is the reason why my music is in Japan. Tech
Mm-hmm.
is one of the first people to actually record me besides my fellow youngster with me, part of my crew, recording me. We
Mm-hmm.
started recording at Wonderland. So shout out to Wonderland Studios,
Okay.
Dimitri, shout out to Marketech. But I got hits in Japan with the 49ers. I mean
Mm-hmm.
hits, like songs you check out the views, they in the millions. You know what I
Mm.
mean? I have a song with him that we put the acapella out, and I can play you 40 different versions.
Mm.
He sent this acapella across the world, and all these different producers made versions of this song. Song is
Mm.
huge, but what I'm getting at is Tech. I had a DJ. My DJ, I was telling y'all about him. Spin.
Mm-hmm.
DJs are DJs. It's great when you're busy. I mean, I want you busy.
Right.
Pandemic hit, people get busy.
Mm-hmm.
Life is life. I get it, but I'm on this kick. Whereas I got to move. I got to
Mm-hmm.
move. Every week I got to move. You know what I'm saying? If you're not moving like me, we gotta move together. So you know, plug that hole. You know what I'm saying? We just in case something plan A don't work, you got to
Right.
have plan B. You know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
up, man. That's how you
So
gotta be.
damn right, Spin is still a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the crew. I got Trub now. That's a DJ, part of the crew, and Marketech. Now, when y'all might not know, but Marketech is a genius. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Marketing, branding, musical, just full of information. And a person like that is somebody you gotta have on your team. Now, I've been rapping 20 years, whatever. He been in a band, you know, for 5, 6, 7 years. That's experience that you can't pay for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's
You
you
gotta
need
live
that.
that.
Yeah, so I needed that. And Tech has been a big help. He's hard to rein in, you know what I mean? He's definitely a big personality, a big character. Shout out again, Marketech, the 49ers. Shout out Chase
Mm-hmm.
Mace. But look him up, you know what I mean? He's definitely a big piece of what we're doing with Harvey Road.
Man, that's what's up, man. Damn. I tell you, man, it's always 6 degrees here in Delaware, boy. You know, somebody knows somebody and stuff like that. But that's
Definitely
what's up.
so.
But dog, I wish you nothing but the best. I mean, I can't wait to see what you guys got in store and everything, man, because it sounds fucking huge. What do you think, G?
Fact. It's already it's definitely already a vibe. Like it's when you was talking, it would make me think about like the Roots, right, and what they do and what makes like them so original. Hip hop band. Again, it's hard to find. They're not very common, right?
Hmm.
Even that that soul funk, right? Again, when you was like, yeah, it puts people out of their comfort zone. It's not what they would consider normal. I don't think at any point in time when P Funk came out that they thought that what P Funk was normal.
Right.
That P Funk was
Mm-mm.
never normal. You know what I'm saying? And what
I
they
mean,
do,
but they
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 go
they
really
they had
down.
the costumes the second that, you know what I mean? Them boys was outer space with that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to P Funk. A lot of where we are today, it was inspired by George Clinton. Them boys was funky. Boosie Collins, them boys was
Mm-hmm.
funky. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a lot of what's lacking today. I don't knock, the whole movement
Mm-hmm.
because music is music, but I come from the era where everybody gonna make music,
Right.
right? And it's just like freedom of speech. You making music. I can't knock that, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like when I turn on the radio in my car,
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't have to switch the channel because of the content. Like I think we're a little extra mainstream. Like I don't mind the extra, but it shouldn't be the mainstream. And I feel
Right.
like we didn't kind of, we flipped the coin. We don't want to hinder that or bottle it down or knock it to say, you shouldn't be making songs about your ass. You shouldn't be making songs about selling drugs. Nah, that's real shit. But that shouldn't be choice A. You know what I mean? That
Right.
shouldn't be what we feeding the goddamn kids. And we feeding the kids this shit. And, shout
Mm-hmm.
out to everybody making music. I love the music. I love trap music. I love the ladies and them talking about they shit and what they doing. I love all that shit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But it's a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. I make all that kind of music. I make gospel music. I make reggae, shake your ass music. I make gangster rap music. Like I'm thorough, the whole circle. So I can't knock none of that shit. But I wouldn't. It's songs that I make where I be like, yo, that's not for the radio, bro. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not mainstream music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we got to bottleneck that shit. You know what I mean? We got to
Mm-hmm.
it's too broad right now. You know what I mean? It's little kid, little 5-year-olds talking about thought shit, hands on my knee, taking down to my thought shit. You know what I'm saying? You 5 years old, you should know nothing about no thought shit right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the thought shit and Megan the Stallion, thick ass. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to your thick ass. But yeah, man, we gotta do something about it. So like I said, I'm all around, and my music ain't for everyone, but
Right.
you gonna like it. You know what I mean? It's gonna be songs you gonna like. So
Yo,
that's
cause
what it is. I want to make music. Go ahead.
when you mentioned P Funk, the first thing came to my mind is like, I know their studio sessions must have had some good fucking weed in the air. Cause some
You
of
talking
that
about
shit,
P-Funk?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know
Now
some of
see,
that
but
shit, man.
that's the 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was weed in the air, but it was LSD in the air. It was crank in the air, meth in the air, heroin in the air. That's why their music was so good. I ain't even gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Dumb Boys was out of this world with their music because they was out of
With
this
this
world
world.
with their music. You know what I'm saying? They was high as a bitch. And ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I thank God for it because we wouldn't have had none of that good music if they wasn't so spaced out. They
You know that's
spaced
right.
out. You know what I mean?
Shit, I know
Whatever.
that's right. But goddamn,
Whatever.
man, Harv, man, this has been a
Yeah,
pleasure, bro. I'm so glad you was able to hang out with us for a little bit, man. And
of
shit,
course.
and before we roll out, man, I need you to plug everywhere a person can find you. You said your music's on all platforms. I just need you to plug that shit because people need to hear you, bro.
Right, man. Harvey Road. That's the look. Harvey Road. Now, we got the name. Y'all was supposed to ask me. I got the name Harvey Road from where we practice. That white boy guitar player that I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about, his house is on Harvey Road. My name DHarv. My
Okay.
last name Harvey. It just
Mm-hmm.
worked. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
that's where the name came from. But look it up, man. It's called All Feels Good by Harvey Road. You can find that on literally every platform there is.
Mm-hmm.
December 23rd, a real big date for us. We doing a Christmas edition of our every other Thursday band night. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm even calling it yet, but it's at the venue, which is located on Lancaster Ave in Wilmington, Delaware. It's a grown and sexy look. Ain't with the riffraff, ain't with none of that trash. We there to have a good time in the name of the ladies. You know what I mean? Oh my God. In the name of the ladies, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
come out and have a good time. I'm gonna have DJ Big Ant, my favorite, the biggest local DJ. Um, do the spinning that night. And I got my folks coming in from Cali, folks coming in from Jersey. Should be a real good time. That same night we launch our website. So be on the lookout for HarveyRD.com. That's Harvey Road, HarveyRD.com. And we also dropped a video for All Feels Good that night. Be sure to check out All Feels Good again, man. It's all about the vibe. It's all about the good music. You know what I mean? Be sure to check out PC Problem Child. Shout out all the bands who my band is part of. Aziza, Naila and Company, Spooky Speaky, Fat Daddy has been Extra Ultra, 3 for 10, Cartel, the whole look, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out my state, shout out to Delaware, and again, I want to thank you guys for having me and
Mm-hmm.
allowing me to talk as much as I talk. I'm really comfortable and natural in this
Okay.
setting. This is what I used to do. I wish y'all all the best with
Oh,
what
thank
y'all
you,
are
man.
doing, and keep at it, fellas. Keep at it.
Now one thing, man. What we usually do before we wrap up, we usually ask our guests to choose a word so that G can do a off the top a spoken word poem to go ahead and sign us off with. So I just need you to just pull a word, maybe something related to this interview or something that is related to what you got going on. Let G go ahead and run with that word.
I got 3 words for you.
Mm-hmm.
All feels good.
Okay, G, can you handle
All
that
feels
though?
good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can do that. All right. G Dash Jones. I'm here. Or should I say we here with my man D Harv, aka Thorough of Harvey Road on the BOREDinDE Podcast. Y'all know what I do. The spoken word situation. Shout out to my man Big Tuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we here BOREDinDE season 3. By the way, Day by Day, Volume 1, The Willing. The book is available, and the website is dxde.net. All right, and for the improv, we talking about all feels good. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking, what makes it feels good is simply the expression. right? Simply making sure that what you get out is everything you need to get out. What feels good is being you, looking in the mirror, standing in integrity, and knowing that you are who you were meant to be. What feels good is always making sure you know how to achieve your dreams, even when you were lost. And although it may have seemed that you weren't going to make it out, you did. See, what feels good is understanding that the best way to live is to take every step and every breath with appreciation. Because you ain't got to be here. See, what feels good, yeah, is this moment. Why? Because it's in the palm of my hand and I hold it like I own it and I know it. See, what feels good is not me just playing the cards I was dealt. That's how you play, and I can tell because your cards are showing. What feels good is me knowing who cut the deck and knowing how to count them. See, I don't think you understand. Probably because you're in the wrong position and you need to start rerouting. I hope you hear me. Because what feels good is the energy. What feels good starts from here and it rises up. It fills your cup. See, excuse me, I'm sorry. I felt like I just haven't said enough. But I got this one gripped up. So you can feel it and then rewind that back. Because what feels good is when I'm here speaking to you, I got BOREDinDE with me. Shouts out to Big Tuck and DHarv on the track. It's a wrap.
Oh man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Right.
What a way to take us home, G.
I wish I could do it. I freestyle my ass off, but I ain't that deep with it. You know what I'm saying? I draw from a word bank that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Boy, you deep with it, though. You know what I'm saying? That is very inspirational. You know what I mean? And hopefully I can get you at one of my events soon, Dad. I appreciate y'all again. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all.
All right. So as usual, folks, man, this is a end of another great episode with DHarv and G Dash and myself, Big Tuck. Until next time, definitely, if you haven't already, check out the site at www.BOREDinDE.com. Social media is BOREDinDE. And until next time, folks, have a good night. Peace. The BOREDinDE Podcast is brought to you by Lindsay Epps Media, LLC.